Run the incher. What, you gotta fight him now?
Yeah, you fight Team Rocket.
Interesting. Okay.
Why? What? No, Vaporeon's my favorite Pokemon. I don't care.
Oh, we'll be alright. There is 2 Vaporeons up there, though.
I don't care. It's my favorite Pokemon.
Fair enough. Where's mine? Where'd she go?
I don't know, bro. This set is like mostly mine.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
No, Jill did that somehow. She did. She had it on the bed. Ask Mike. He was there.
That's true. She thought she was being sneaky.
Anyway. All right. We're ready. We're ready.
Oh, dude. The guy I traded the shit to is going on live.
Fuck him.
I could see if he opens those boxes. Watch him be shit.
You want them to be shit. You want to...
Yeah, I want them to be shit.
That way you feel extra...
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
Extra manipulated. Like, the value was insane.
Yeah, that was nuts.
I'm glad. Either way, it's dub.
You pulled that fucking Dialga, too. You saved yourself some cash, man. For the master set. With having the Machamp, that Dialga, and the fucking... Starmie? Oof. All right.
3 of the most expensive cards in the set? Yes, please.
Punch it! Oh my God, can you believe it?
Whoa.
We are back. It's the Synced Up Podcast. This is the Synced Up Podcast. There's a new episode in your feed right now that you are viewing with your eyes or your ears or both, or if you don't have one of
We're
those.
in Braille also.
Yeah, you can do that for people who can't see. Well, they could just listen. We're
Some
talking.
say audio is the Braille of the ears.
Of the ears, that's what they say. Yeah, that's fucking stupid. Anyway, welcome.
You did me dirty.
Welcome back. Sorry we've been gone. How long have we been gone? 3 weeks?
It's probably been over a month.
Over a month? It's been a lot of weeks. There's been a lot of gaming news and a lot of things because
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so what happened was the last episode that was recorded, I was gone because I was on vacation in
the boy Jay.
Colorado, USA.
Mm-hmm.
And Jordan and Mike were here recording the episodes. I don't think you guys did a film cast that week. No, you did a short one for just the news, right? You didn't do the ranking?
Yeah,
yeah, so there's some movies we got to watch. There's some things we got to do. We got to figure out where all the things lie there. But I went on vacation to Colorado. And then that Monday, the night that everyone was recording the Filmcast episode and having a jolly old time here at the studio,
having a laugh.
I was having a fucking horrible time in Colorado with a massive fever. Could not sleep. It's like 3-4 in the morning, shivering, super bad. Was uber sick. This is going to be a long story, by the way, so buckle up, okay? We're still going to do the normal news and everything, but buckle up. I'm super sick in Colorado. Completely ruined the fucking trip for my lovely fiance. She has to, we can't go hiking, we can't do this, we can't do that. Really sucked. We went to go do some things, and I was not well. So we're driving back. On the way back, I request a detour of a couple of hours to stop in Amarillo because apparently there's no urgent cares in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That part of Texas is empty.
Completely empty. So we have to take a detour to go to Amarillo so I can go to an urgent care. Go to the urgent care. They tell me that I just have a little bit of a virus and I should take some Tylenol.
They said go home.
Yeah, they said go home, take some Tylenol. That's what I did. It wasn't working. It was fine. The next day, we're here in Oklahoma, and I have a fever of like 106.5 or something like that. Something very, very fucking high. Like the death range if you're there for too long.
Burn brain cells.
So I'm taken to the ER. They take me some x-rays. They take my temperature. They do a lot of stuff. They tell me the same thing. Go home, take some Tylenol. And so that's what I keep doing. And I'm still sick. So Friday comes. Then I go to my primary care doctor. This is my third doctor visit. I go there. I'm completely fucked up. I pass out on the doctor's bed. They talk to Adriana for a lot of the time. And she does the majority of the talking because I'm completely passed out. They give me the same verdict to go home and take some Tylenol, which I do. Then Saturday comes along. Once again, I'm fucking up my liver because I'm taking so much Tylenol. Saturday comes along. I'm still completely messed up. And they take me to a different ER. There's a hospital here in Oklahoma. I don't know where where those hospitals all reside. It was on my insurance things. I don't know how many states outside of Oklahoma they exist, but this hospital called St. Anthony's. I go there to the ER and they tell me that I'm not allowed to leave. They say, you cannot leave. We're going to admit you to the hospital. You have to stay here. They take more x-rays. They take CAT scans, and they find out that I have pneumonia so bad in my left lung that it's injecting the infection into my bloodstream and it's going to come over into my right lung, which sucked. And I was like, okay. And obviously I have like ultra bad fevers. I'm having like fever hallucinations at this point.
Yeah.
And this is the point. Yeah, went septic or whatever. Yeah, multiple doctors sent me home and I was fucking septic, which is the infection going into your bloodstream where you can like literally die. And at this point, I'm feeling so bad that I actually think I'm going to die. So I start calling people. I have my mom call a bunch of people, and I genuinely believe that I was like, I'm dying. Like this is it, because they're taking all these tests and they're you got all the doctors coming in, and you're like, there's just way too many people in here, man. I don't know what's going on.
The Avengers started walking in, and it was looking bad.
Dwayne Johnson shows up, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, I'm dying. And so I legitimately believed that I was dying. So I started calling people just in case. Called a bunch of people, let them know what was going on. And then they transfer me from that hospital to a separate hospital, and I was in that hospital for 12 days. I was in that hospital for 12 days because, one, the pneumonia was so bad I had to be put on oxygen because I couldn't fucking breathe. They had me on oxygen that entire time. They were testing me for all kinds of different things because I was having multiple fevers a day at very, very high degrees, like 104, 105, way up there. Unless they caught it early and gave me some medicine to keep it down in the 102s, 101s. I was having multiple fevers, like 4 or 5 fevers a day. And that was like in the middle of the night, throughout the afternoon, evening, morning. It didn't matter. It was just happening all the time. And I couldn't fucking breathe, obviously. And it was super painful. And so they were taking like 5 vials of blood daily because they were sending, they took a bunch of in-house tests to try to figure out what kind of virus I had. They took more CAT scans, like all kinds of stuff. And they could not figure out what was wrong with me. All the things that they thought was happening. I had a full body rash. I had, my motor skills weren't as great. My memory was like fucking up. I had really high fevers. Like there was a lot of stuff. I had nausea. I had puke at one point. Like there was just a lot of stuff, and they couldn't figure it out. And so they did a lot of in-house testing and was just ruling out everything, and everything continued to come back negative. And that's why I was in the hospital for so long, because they couldn't figure out what it was, so they couldn't solve the problem to get me back home.
Start giving you specific antibiotics or anything.
Exactly. So they looked at the symptoms. They looked at a few things that they thought it could be. They started feeding me antibiotics for those things through the IVs that I had. And then they just had me on a rotation of multiple different antibiotics because they didn't know what was wrong with me, but they knew that it could be these things. They tested for all those things. It wasn't any of those things, but it seemed like some of those antibiotics were working. So they kept me on that rotation. And then I was, getting bunches and bunches of blood taken from me. I probably 40 to 50 vials of blood, not even hyperbole, because I was there for 12 days and they were taking 4 to 5 vials of blood every single night. So a lot of fucking blood that they took, and they sent it all over the country to different states, different places to test for all these special facilities, special labs to test for very specific things. And it just, every single day, you'd get the text on your phone. You can check your chart. Here's the new things that have come in. You would check it, and it would be like negative, 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 negative. And it would just be ultra defeat. Yeah. Because you'd be like, dude, please just figure out what is fucking me up. Like, because something is destroying my body from the inside, and I don't know what the hell it is. So obviously they could fix the pneumonia easily because that's, they know what to do there. It was just this other thing. And then so one of the things that they tested me for was Rocky Mountain spotted fever, because I went to Colorado. And it came back negative, but it seemed like the antibiotic for Rocky Mountain spotted fever worked the best. At this point, obviously they've released me. I'm sitting right here. I know it's been a while. I was in the hospital from the 7th to the 19th. Yeah, 12 days. 7th to the 19th. And obviously it's been a while since the 19th. That's because I was kind of messed up. I'll get to that. But at this point, personally, I believe that I had Rocky Mountain spotted fever based on all the symptoms lined up. When they showed me the test results, one of the nurses had said that they test for like a specific, like, I don't know, enzyme or certain thing for Rocky Mountain spotted fever. And the levels were like right there. They were very, very close to a positive. The Rocky Mountain spotted fever antibiotic is the one that they kept me on the most, because that one seemed to be making me the most. In terms of the aftermath and the symptoms that I have after the fact, a lot of those are lining up to what that was. And And so that's what I think that I have. On the official diagnosis, they had to put something. So they put this thing called Still's disease, which is a inflammation and joint arthritis thing that happens in people with some sort of immunodeficiency, where your immune system picks a day and decides to just destroy itself for no fucking reason. Like another virus comes in, they fight that virus, and then your immune system just attacks itself. The only problem that I had with that diagnosis is I didn't fit the main symptom, which was joint inflammation and pain. I didn't have any joint inflammation. I didn't have joint pain. So I think that's just what they
give
put.
You that diagnosis just because you had COVID like a couple weeks before? Is that why they said that?
It's possible, because they have to put something on the diagnosis to get me out of there. And Still's disease is a diagnosis by ruling everything else out.
Yeah.
So it made the most sense for them to put that. Of course, the Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever was negative, and all the other things were negative. So they had to put something. And I lined up for a lot of those symptoms. Multiple fever, 1 to 2. That was the thing. It said 1 to 2 fevers a day, usually at the same time. I was having that towards the end when I was only having 1 or 2 fevers. They were usually coming around 9 to 10 p.m. But for that, a week and a half before that, I was having 5 fevers a day, randomly, no semblance of order. It was just a lot of bullshit. And obviously laying in a hospital bed for 12 days and doing nothing will absolutely deteriorate your body. So they sent me home with the oxygen because they couldn't get my oxygen. They were trying to wean me off of it on those last few days in the hospital, and they couldn't do it. And so I had to come home with the oxygen for about 3 days, and then I was off of it. I got where I was like, I'm just not going to be on it now. I'm going to try to walk around more. And then I would walk around and I would see my oxygen levels go down, and I would, get back on it. And I just weaned myself off of it to where I don't need the oxygen anymore. That only took a few days. So I got off of the oxygen, and then it became just trying to get back to stuff. Like, it was very hard to do things. It's still hard to do things. My muscles, in the hospital, I lost 25 pounds, but none of the fat went anywhere. So it was pretty much all my muscle. So going for walks and lifting things is still difficult, not in the sense that I can't do it, in the sense that I can't do it to the degree that I did it before. Yeah. I can go for a walk around the block, but by the end of it, I'll be very winded and like, fuck. But if I went for a walk around the block a month and a half ago before I was in the hospital, I could have walked around the block 10 times before I even, was like getting tired just walking around the block. But I can't do that now. It's very difficult. So that's a thing that I'm currently working on. I'm still not back at work. I'll be back at work in a couple of weeks. They'll probably put me on some sort of restrictions when I go back to work, so where I'm only working a smaller amount, because I won't be able to, as most people know, maybe there's some new fans here that don't know, I'm a mailman. And so I do a lot of walking, obviously. And I walk about 10 to 11 miles a day, and it's the top of the summer right now, and it's very hot. So I'm not going to be able to do that. So they're going to put me on some half days, maybe quarter days, depending, third days. I don't know right now. We'll see when it comes that time when I go back to work. But I didn't have any sort of religious awakening or anything crazy like that.
I thought you would have seen God.
Not a zealot. I'm not a zealot now. I did have some, weird fever dreams, but they were just weird fever dreams. I kind of, when I was in the hospital, it sucked so bad. Especially my fiance tries to tell me all the time, people have it a lot worse. That's just hard to remember, when you're in the shits. And so, I went to the hospital for 12 days and I had all these things wrong with me, but I came out. Oh, that was the thing that I missed. I guess, I contracted Bell's palsy on the way out of the hospital, which is a thing that people, coming back from viral infections and sometimes just randomly, they get this thing called Bell's palsy, which is where you lose control of the muscles in half of your face. And it's to varying degrees. Your whole half face could just be droopy and you have no control. Or it could be like me, where I had some semblance of control, but if I smiled, this side of my face wasn't going anywhere. I couldn't raise my left eyebrow.
Where you at with that now?
I'm a lot better. There's still it doesn't feel like 100%, but it feels like 90%. Yeah. 80%.
It's not for me. It's not visibly noticeable.
Yeah, you can't really see it. You can't really see it as much now. I can blink my left
eye.
When
you came home, it was definitely obvious.
Yeah, I couldn't blink. If I blinked, it would just look like I was winking at you. I would have to do an aggressive blink to be able to blink my left eye, and stuff like that. So that fixed. But yeah, in the hospital, it was a lot. It was very, very hard mentally. It's definitely the hardest physical thing I've been through, and the hardest mental thing that I've been through. By day 8 or 9 in the hospital, and the things keep coming back negative. You're just like, fuck, man. Just something. Give me something. Give me anything. Give me any sort of positive. At first when the negatives were coming through because they were testing for all of the very, very aggressive things,
yeah.
you were like, oh, I don't have cancer.
It's weird watching the mood switch.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, I don't have cancer. I don't have HIV. I don't have this. I don't have that. And then you start getting to the small stuff, and then it's every single day. It's like negative, 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 negative. And then you're like, just fucking say I got whatever it is, man. Just say it. There's some stuff. I got a spinal tap, multiple spinal taps to test for meningitis and some other things. I would not recommend anybody do that. That's the worst experience. So not fun.
There'd be easier ways to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah, but they couldn't do it, which sucks. And fuck them. They took care of me. They did put me in a shoebox of a room about 7 days in, which sucked because everyone coming to visit me and there's literally no walking room.
Too cozy in the other rooms. You're like, maybe
I was
could stay here for a couple weeks.
It was nice and big.
You get to the other room, you're like, I'm getting home.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, get me the fuck out of here. And that was another thing that destroyed my morale. Is all the negatives kept coming, and then I got moved to that room where not even the nurses. Every time a nurse would come in, they'd be like, "What? Why is this room?" Because it's a lot of travel nurses right now. They'd be like, "This is like the smallest hospital room I've ever seen."
It didn't make sense. We went from like a huge room to a small room, and then even all the other rooms on that floor were
normal size. Yeah.
It made no sense.
And it. Yeah. Adriana was very upset.
There was a room wide open, like across the hall. That was just much bigger.
You're talking, an extra like 4 feet on each side of the room.
Yeah.
And it was very small.
Yeah, you got to sit on ledges and.
Yeah, you had the cot.
AC unit.
You had the cot and enough room for a small chair, and then on the right side, the nurse would like shimmy to the computer. Like it was bad.
You have to move stuff around if you wanted to go to the shower.
Yeah, and if the nurse came into the room when I had visitors, they would have to like go out. So the nurse could come in, do the stuff, come out, and then come back in.
At one point, me and Chance were in there, and we both just had to hop into the bathroom.
Yeah,
to let them in.
It was so bad. Not fun. But a positive thing that came out of it that boosted my morale at that point was my mom made a GoFundMe account to help me pay for these hospital bills because I do have insurance with the Postal Service because I'm full-time, but obviously I was there for 12 days and they took tons of blood tests, gave me tons of medicine and all kinds of stuff.
CT scans.
And it's going to be a lot. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of money.
None of it ain't free, bro.
Exactly.
And it's riding the ambulance.
Yeah. They rode me in the ambulance. I believe my mom said that they told me that the ambulance ride would cost nothing because it was a transport ride it was an in-house transport ride from one to the other. So I don't think that ambulance ride is actually going to cost me anything. I'll have to see what certain stuff cost me from other visits and other hospitals. I'll have to wait for bills to come in. I'm getting statements from my insurance coming in. If I didn't have insurance, like honestly, I don't understand how the American health care system, like honestly looking at these bills, like physically I've always felt this way, that the healthcare system sucked and we should have some reform because it costs too much for people without insurance, but I've never experienced that because I had insurance because when you're a minor you have insurance. Then I had insurance from my dad working at the post office until I was 22, and then I had a small period there where I didn't have insurance, but I didn't get sick, and then I got insurance myself, so I've never experienced not having insurance. I'm very privileged in that. And looking at these bills and what they showed the charges before the insurance, I just assigning a doctor to me in the hospital cost $1,600, and
which makes no sense.
And I don't know how, like it just doesn't add up.
Because from my perspective, just being in there, few hours each day, I don't know what those doctors get paid that much for.
Yeah,
like I understand it's a hard profession.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Get paid, but $1,600 to do what?
Just I don't know.
Maybe they're doing something in the back room, but it doesn't make sense.
Both the spinal taps would have cost me $700. Every X-ray would have cost me $200 a piece, and they took multiple. Every CAT scan would have cost $180 a piece. Every time they took a blood test would have cost me $148.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? But I had insurance and they covered all of that. I'm still waiting on the bill, the stuff the insurance didn't cover. We'll have to fight over this oxygen. But other than that, like I'll have to see, because they gave me morphine and all kinds of medicines. They're going to obviously charge me for staying.
Yeah.
I'll have to see like all of that and where that lines up. But my mom made that GoFundMe. I'm not going to put it in the description or anything, but she made that, and we got a bunch of good donations right off the bat. I had some old high school friends come out of the woodwork, a bunch of old family members come out of the woodwork.
All the homies in the Discord.
Yeah,
first.
Everyone in the Discord came in and really showed out, and that was very, very nice of them. Love those guys. Super sorry to Spencer for not being able to make it out to your wedding because I got sick, but it would have been nice to be able to come out to the wedding. especially with all the support you've been showing me. And he's even been personally DMing me and being like, hey, like give me an update on this and check on this. Spencer's just a stand-up lad, and it's crazy that he feels like, almost family now at this point, and he's just part of the Discord. Same with a lot of those guys.
Having to explain to my parents, because we're at my parents' house before Spencer's wedding.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, so you've known Spencer for a long time, right? Like before.
Yeah, because you're driving all the way over here.
I'm like, no.
You just.
I'm like, I've known him for a year on the internet.
Yeah.
You've never met him? Like, I've met him once.
Yeah, he showed up to the house once.
Yeah, I'll go to his wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
it's awesome.
But I had to explain it to them because it's like Spencer's somebody I talk to every day.
Yeah.
And
same with, Lucas Fielding pops in every once in a while.
Yeah, these people feel like
Pablo
family.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that we're not famous, so it's not like a parasocial thing.
Exactly.
But it's an actual social thing. Like these are people that I've now become friends with.
Yeah.
So it's super cool to see that play out, and like obviously the GoFundMe, going to Spencer's wedding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's great. But yeah, so the positive thing that I was talking about is that GoFundMe was kind of doing okay. Had several $100s in it. But then, the boys took it upon themselves to try to signal boost said GoFundMe. And they noticed that one Andy Cortez of Kinda Funny had his DMs open. And so they sent him a DM with the GoFundMe, how we were, Kinda Funny best friends and stuff. Went to the meet and greet. He had
sent him the picture of.
He had the meet and greet
all
photo.
Three of us and Andy.
Yeah, exactly. And they sent him that, and they said, well, you guys didn't tell me what you said, but
I think I just told him to explain, like, because I hit up Chance. I was like, maybe we could reach out to some of the bigger creators in our sphere and the people we watch and stuff. So I reached out to like MinMax. He reached out to Andy and maybe somebody else. He was gonna reach out to Greg, but his DMs were closed for obvious reasons. Dude's big, got like a million followers or whatever. But we saw Andy's was open, and so he drafted a little thing that kind of explained the situation and said, "Listen, Tim's been a big proponent of what you guys do. He's followed you guys forever. We love what you guys do, and I don't know it as well as Chance does, but I know there's the Kinda Funny best friends. It's like the community
help each other out. It's like
an extremely tight community that's always been." Helpful.
It's all about positivity and helping each other.
And so I've known that just from the little experience of having Kinda Funny.
Yeah.
And so I said, Chance, like maybe just reach out to him, and he did. Told him all that stuff, and then maybe it was the next day or whatever. You see Andy just tweet, "Help out Tim" or something like that.
Yeah, he said, I can't remember specifically what he said, but it was, "Hey, a Kinda Funny best friend needs some help.
Yeah,
donate if you can." And then it was a link to the GoFundMe. It was the photo of me with Greg, and then it was the original synced up tweet. That he had quote retweeted where it had said, "Hey, here's the GoFundMe. You donate if you can." And then he's seen that. And Andy, of course, donated $100 himself, which was lovely. I then responded to the tweet saying that it's fucking midnight and I'm laying in this hospital bed, and this is helping me out so much just seeing this. This is great, not even monetarily, but just mentally. Thank you so much. And he responded to my tweet and was like, hey, it's no problem, buddy. Just get well soon, stuff like that. And then the next day, one Tamor Hussein, I assume, seen Andy's tweet, and then took it upon himself. Or did you guys send him something?
I didn't.
Okay.
I don't think Chance.
I don't think Chance did either.
Just saw
so
Andy's tweet.
Yeah. So Tamor Hussein seen Andy's tweet, and then he posted the GoFundMe as well and said, "Hey, donate to help Tim out if you can." And then Tamor also donated $100. And then they both signal boosted that. Of course, they have a big crossover of audience. But Tamor has like 50,000 Twitter followers. Andy has like 60,000 Twitter followers. And then from that moment, the donations just kept pouring in.
I think it ended up like tripling or quadrupling.
Yep.
What we had in there already,
to get up to about $2,600 to $2,700 in there now. And that's very, very nice. And it was just a lot, and it wasn't like a bunch of people donating at $1. Like it was Kinda Funny best friends donating $40, $50, $60, like big amounts. There was a guy who donated $201. No idea who he is. And I had people DM me on Twitter. I had people responding to my replies to Andy and Tamor. That was my most liked tweet, is my reply to Andy. It's like 170 likes or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's funny. And so just an overwhelming amount of support from the Kinda Funny community. And I cannot thank those guys enough for doing that, because this money's going to help out a lot. I know I'm going to owe a lot. I did tell Andy that if the Signal Boost, gave me so much money in the GoFundMe that it was in excess of the medical bills, that I would donate any of the rest to charity, whatever is over. Obviously, I don't want to keep that. Specifically, the money is for paying my medical bills. I don't want to keep the extra money. And just him doing that alone meant so much to me. And he didn't have to do that, right? And so, if it would have caused me to get $10,000 and my medical bills were $1,000, and I would have took that $9,000, I would have tried to contact him and say, hey, is there a charity that you really, really want to support? Let's give them this money, and then would do that. Well, I didn't get $10,000, but we'll see. There might be a few $100 left over. I might still owe more after the fact. I don't know.
We'll see when that comes.
See. But regardless, if there's excess money, it will just get donated to a charity.
So that was exciting.
That was very exciting.
It was cool because it was like, I know watching you in the hospital, and I'm sure a lot of us felt this way, where it was like, we can't do anything.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Which sucks. And so it felt like it was the only thing we could do, and it paid off.
It paid off. It was great.
And it was a very good feeling to watch you brighten up, like almost turn around completely.
And Chance coming all the way up to Oklahoma to see me for a couple of days, hanging out with the gang, was very nice. It was great, and hopefully he comes up again soon. Now that I can actually do shit and I'm at home.
Yeah. Maybe Spencer can redo his wedding. Come on, bro.
Come on. It's the least he could do. His honeymoon's going nuts, man. He's going all kinds of places.
I know.
He's doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
We're almost 30 minutes in.
We are. That's pretty much it. There's a few more things, like I said, my muscles aren't as great. I'm having lower back pains when I sleep and stuff because the spinal tap fucked me up. I feel congested, but only in my ears, and I've heard that that's a symptom after the fact of Rocky Mountain fever, that you get like loss of hearing. And like I can sit here and I'm not gonna do it, but I could swallow 10 times in a row in 10 seconds, and my ears would pop, virtually every single time. And it's I have like my hearing is less, obviously. There for a while, my taste and stuff was less because of the Bell's palsy. Jill's in the trash can. Jill's in the trash can. Jill's out of the trash can.
Bro, what's she going after? Hot Pocket?
I think Hot Pocket. I put the plates upside down and pushed them down.
She got a nose, bro.
Like my smell and my taste wasn't gone, but it was lessened because of the Bell's palsy and stuff. So, that is happening. But yeah, taste is back, smells back. It's just the hearing is like lessened, and it might be permanent. I do not know.
I hope
so. We'll see. I hope not as well, because it's annoying. It's annoying to other people as well, especially Adriana, when I say what for the 4th time in a row, and she's like, never fucking mind.
I don't know.
And I'm like, look, man, I can't help it. Yeah. My ears are fucked up, and it gets to the point sometimes where I will have said what twice, and then she'll say it again, and then I'll be like, yeah.
That only works like 80%.
Exactly. When it doesn't work, it doesn't pay off at all, and even when it does work, it doesn't really pay off either. Because
they still don't know what they say.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm still left out. But anyway, that's it for the intro to the Synced Up Health recap.
Yeah, we're gonna do that every week.
Yeah, so here we are, back at it again for the actual official Synced Up podcast. There will be no This Week in Gaming this week because we need to save a little bit of time. So I cut that because it's a very, very fat week. We'll be back again with the Filmcast tomorrow. Are we? Because did y'all rank The Dark Knight? What do we do?
I don't even remember what we did. We'll have to use tomorrow as a recalibration.
Okay.
Because even though you've been sick, we've still been watching a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll have plenty to talk about. That's not just ranking something.
Yeah, dude. I will have to go into the depths of my mind to think about all the shit I watched while I was in the hospital.
You don't have to think about everything. Just think about the highlights.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Because I've watched a lot, man.
I want to talk about Stranger Things, but I can't yet.
Yeah, you got to wait on that. Sorry.
You got to catch up.
Sorry.
Let's talk about some video games
things right now.
Oh, wait.
Hold up. Got to wipe the goggles. What?
You want me to do housekeeping?
Go ahead.
Hey, do you like our show? Then considering supporting us on patreon.com/syncedup, where you can get access to our lovely Discord for $1. Are you okay, Jordan? Listen, bro. I'm telling you, we're going to use that intro every week. It's going to be 30 minutes every week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get into the Discord for $1. Like I said earlier, it's family.
Yeah, dude.
It is the Olive Garden of
the Fast
social
and
chat
Furious.
rooms. For $5, you can get post shows, which if you were a $5 Patreon last month, you got chipped.
Sorry,
Get
guys.
finessed. I'm sorry if you want to refund. Let me know. But it's good content over there. Well, that'll get back to normal. We'll record some after this. I don't know what we'll do. We got some stuff to catch up on. Actually, I have some ideas.
Yes, we do.
And then you can catch the post show, all the other stuff, and all this is also on YouTube.com/synceduppod and podcast services around the world. New episodes go up in all those feeds at Monday, 7 a.m. Central Time Zone, gang. And you can write into the show at synceduppod@gmail.com with any questions, comments, or concerns, just like Lyle and Miguel did. Wow.
Haven't heard from them in a while. Well, we heard from them a while ago.
Yeah, we haven't been here in a while.
No eps.
And then you can follow us on Twitter at synceduppod. Keep up to date with all of our content. Also, TikTok. There's just not been any content on any of that stuff.
Yeah,
recently.
stuff's been very, very busy.
So,
Chance been busy.
Be an early adopter for the second time and get back on that. It's always fun. That's it for the house game. Let's talk about some video games.
Let's talk about some video games. Let's see how well I can do first time back. Post pneumonia lung.
What do you mean how well I can do? You just talked for 30 minutes.
I did. Yeah,
I did one housekeeping. I'm winded.
Empty. I'm very loquacious. You know what I mean?
What did you just say?
Loquacious. Learned that word a couple days ago.
Could you spell it?
LAQUUI.
You bullshitting me? You're making it up.
OCIOUS. I don't know how to spell it. But loquacious. It just means very talkative.
Loquacious.
Yeah.
Only a very talkative person would describe themselves as loquacious.
Yeah. Learn that in Life is Strange True Colors, which I'll be talking about later.
He's a very loquacious guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anyway, time to round up this here state of play that happened this week. Hey, look. I know there was a lot of big-ass news that happened in the last month, and I was going to want to do an episode where we just recap the highlights, but I couldn't fucking remember half of them, and also this episode is already going to be long enough.
There's too much.
So I'm just going to assume that the majority
of you... never left.
The majority of you kept up with that stuff. And if you didn't keep up with that stuff, well, neither did we. We did, but just assume that we didn't.
Just scroll through Discord.
Yeah.
Get on Discord. And if you're
scroll through, pay us $1.
Chat
get
in
in
the
there.
Past month.
You only owe $1. You don't even have to do $1 a month. You
it's
just do $1 in your head forever.
It's a filter system.
Exactly. Get in there. There's people in there. We're in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like some stuff in there. There's bots in there. We're playing Minecraft. Which
my mother was there for an hour.
Yeah, my mother was there for one day. The pressure got to her.
She couldn't sleep.
Yeah, she felt offended. Or she didn't feel offended.
No,
she felt
she felt bad. She was like, I don't want anybody to act different because I'm in there. And I'm like, Mom, they won't.
We was going to.
Well, maybe.
Hell nah, bro. We do some out-of-pocket stuff in there sometimes.
No, but maybe for like a couple hours. Like 2 days later, it would have went back to normal. And I know it's true because one of you posted something, and then somebody followed up with a comment that was like, they definitely forgot Mom's here. It was some ludicrous stuff. And I was like, that's hilarious. But my mother's in here and somebody forgot. So I knew nobody was going to act different. And then she was gone the next morning. And I hit her up. I was like, why did you leave? She's like, I just didn't want anybody to feel like that. And so that just makes me think that she read something and was like, maybe I shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Oh, you said she couldn't sleep? Did she actually say that?
No.
Okay.
It was just she did it in like at
We're
like
so
6
fast.
a.m. or something.
Yeah.
Or the night before.
Yeah, he said never, somebody don't teach her how to back search.
It would have been funny.
Anyway, state of play.
State of play.
State of play happened this week, and there's going to be some stuff next week. This feels like a great week to come back.
Yeah,
because we got big news this week, and we of course got some big news next week.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't even say big news. I'd say fun news.
Yeah,
this is a good week. Of news.
State of play. This roundup came from comicbook.com. I got some of the items are just items, and some of the items have descriptions.
Let's preface, this is a third-party PSVR only.
Yes,
state of play.
sir. Yes,
some people didn't get that.
Not fully, but mostly.
Mostly.
There's a couple of things in here that aren't really third party, but they're becoming third party.
But there's like nothing new.
Yeah.
For.
Anyway, so Resident Evil 4 Remake opened this bad boy. I was super, super excited. I was like, this is hype. This is great. Can't wait for Resident Evil 4 Remake. Actually, now that once I read this, I'm going to tell you why I don't give a shit anymore. At long last, after years of rumors, Capcom confirmed that Resident Evil 4 Remake is on the way. The trailer showcases the beautiful visuals in different ways. Capcom is reimagining the survival horror classic, which is fine, via the story, graphics, and gameplay.
Should have said graphics, man.
But still aims to retain the essence of what made fans fall in love with the game in the first place. I was wondering why I didn't recognize some of the shit in the trailer. Some of the stuff I did. It looked like the intro village with the saw man.
Sometimes you're like, I don't know what this is.
But you're changing the story. Look, man, I know the story's goofy and dumb as hell. Just keep it, bro.
What?
Dude, Resident Evil 4 and you know, a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't agree with this, but there's a lot of people that think Resident Evil 4 is like debatably up there in some of the best games of all time.
Oh yeah, some people have it as their go game.
And I have it up there very, very high. Resident Evil 4 is the game I have purchased the most times with actual dollars. It's a good game.
What they need to do is just, do the thing where they just up-res the game, give us some quality of life features, and then maybe add some additional content.
Yeah. You could do Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 method, bro. I'm telling you, that's the way to do it.
I'm saying, yeah.
Look at Vicarious Visions and do what they did.
Give me the same game, looking better, feeling better, and then if you want to
modernize it a little bit.
Let me put my twist on it, put it on the side.
Modernize it a little bit.
Let me play through the game, and then, let me play as another agent who was actually there the whole time, but two scenes away.
Yeah. I'm kind of bummed about that. I'll probably still play it. I'm mostly hyperbole. Capcom is also developing VR content for the remake, but didn't specify exactly what that means. The remake will release on March 24th, 2023 for the Xbox X and S, PlayStation 5, and PC. That's notable only next gen. Keep that in mind. Resident Evil Village will get a PlayStation VR 2 game. Of course, Resident Evil Biohazard got itself a PSVR version as well. This was to be completely expected. This will also get VR support on other things as well.
Was the Biohazard version different at all?
No, it was the same game, but like all the graphics and stuff changed because of your camera and everything really changed.
Because I feel like it works better with that game because that game is less resi.
Yeah. I don't know.
This one is more.
I think it'll work. I think it'll work good.
I'm sure it will.
There's a few of these things in this. Yeah, there's a few of these things in this list that make me want to purchase a PSVR 2. I'm going to be completely honest. The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is coming to VR platforms later this year and PlayStation VR 2 next year. Given the staggered release, it seems to suggest that the PSVR 2 is releasing next year, but Sony is yet to put a release window on the new headset. I doubt it. Huh?
I want to play that. The first one looked fun.
Yeah, it kind of was a flop, so I'm kind of surprised that they're doing. Yeah, it kind of didn't really do that well.
Because I saw a couple of people play it, and I was like, you know what, this looks fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder we'll see. And then No Man's Sky is getting a PlayStation VR 2 update. This is one of the things that makes me want to get a PSVR 2. No Man's Sky in VR just sounds like a jolly old time.
I mean, the ratings. 9 out of 10 on Steam.
I want to say it was just the sales. Like, it just, there was no play.
I think you're right.
Like, people would come into Saints and Sinners and look for like a multiplayer game.
You want a cough drop?
No. That was good. I swallowed some Siliva.
Oh,
that was a one of. That was a one of.
Let me go to Metacritic.
Yeah, it got good Metacritic.
It's good scores.
It's just there wasn't a lot of people playing it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was just financial flop.
So No Man's Sky getting a PSVR 2 update. Of course, No Man's Sky already exists on PSVR 1. So this PSVR 2 update hopefully means, added, haptic feedback, the little wind thing, the vibrations in the headset, and you can add some really cool stuff there. I've been wanting to play No Man's Sky in VR for a long ass time. Some more VR stuff here for you. Horizon Call of the Mountain gets a gameplay trailer. A new look at Horizon Call of the Mountain, a brand new VR side story set in the world of Horizon, was shown. Shout out to Jordan. I'm sure he's excited. Players will be taking control of Rias, a former Shadow Karja warrior who is... What? Rias, warrior who is skilled in archery and climbing, as he attempts to redeem himself while investigating a grave threat. It has been confirmed that Aloy will appear in the game alongside other Horizon characters, but will likely not be playable. The game is currently in development for PlayStation VR 2 and will likely be a launch title for the hardware. This looked very exciting. There's a few things here. I got some notes that I would like to talk about at this current moment.
Notes.
One of the big story things in the trailer was like, hey, go figure out why the monsters are attacking us. That felt weird because we've already explored that. And then the other thing was this looked very, very cool, but it also looked like motion sickness simulator because the whole game is climb this mountain and go over these zip lines on this mountain and do all this jumping and climbing on the mountain. And that feels like I'm going to be barfing. And then there's a lot of actually fighting the beasts and shit with your bow and arrow, and a lot of like quick movements and sprinting over here, and we'll have to see.
We won't know until we get our head in the headset.
Exactly. Hopefully we get PSVR 2. We can try out some of these stuff. After the VR section, we get back to normal stuff. This was fucking hilarious because they said up next a PlayStation Classic is coming to PC, and I was like, oh, Bloodborne, finally. Shout out to the Bloodborne guys. And then it was like a 10 to 15 second pause. And then when you go and check on Twitter later, it was like Bloodborne was trending with like 20,000 tweets. And it was all people was like, why'd they have such a long pause after saying? Because it was actually Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales coming to PC August 12th, 2022. They knew what the fuck they did.
Can I
They
say
know
I'm
what they were
tired of the
doing.
word classic?
Yeah.
I feel like it's not used correctly. And I feel like this is not just a Sony thing. This is everybody. People use classic for whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like, for me, the definition of classic...
You need like 10 years.
Yeah, it's got to be like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's got to be a goated game.
And like
of course,
iconic,
right?
yeah. This is a go-to game.
It's
But
goated, but it's not classic.
4 years ago? Yeah, not quite
You
classic.
know what's a classic? Spider-Man. Oh, like
well,
the
I mean,
OG
Spider-Man
one?
is classic.
Yeah. No. Marvel Spider-Man that released...
2018.
you know,
Or 2017?
like, shut up, bro.
Something like that. Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Anyway, yeah.
Irrationally.
Stray is releasing in July. The long-awaited cat game Stray is coming to PlayStation 5 on July 19th, and it will be a part of PlayStation Plus's new tiered system. The game will be available to PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium subscribers, the two new tiers that are being introduced by Sony. A new look at gameplay was also shared during the event. This will get me to try this and talk about it on the pod. I'm very excited for Stray, and after seeing the gameplay from this gameplay trailer, Stray looks just as good as I thought it was going to be. Was very, very excited about that. Here's a thing missing here that was in the state of play. It is not here on their roundup.
What is it?
But so excited for Stray. Gonna try out the tiered system because it'll save me money on the game.
Uh-huh.
What it is they showed off gameplay for Season.
Oh yeah.
That was in there. Season, I'm on a
There's a
bicycle.
couple things in here. Tunic's not in here either, right?
Yeah, Tunic coming to PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, yeah, there's a few things that
They cut some stuff.
some small stuff, but Season ain't small, bitch. I'm excited about Season. Okay. Get excited.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Season, yeah. So they showed off some gameplay for Season as well in this little section here. It was like in this indie section, so it was right around, Stray, Callisto Protocol. Like this is the right section where it was at. Tunic, yeah, coming to PlayStation. But yeah, they showed off Season. They showed off like a roller derby shooting game.
Yeah, it's made by the people who did Ollie Ollie, right?
Yeah, it looked really cool. But yeah, I'm mostly excited about Season because it was like just pure vibes.
Yeah.
And it's about this girl riding her bicycle around the world, all the different seasons, taking photos, taking recordings of things in nature, talking to people.
So
And then there was like some weird thing going
off
on.
the rails in the end?
Yeah, because they talk about like what's gonna happen to us after the seasons change. Like, are we all gonna disappear? And
Yeah,
there was like some weird like religious.
I think
stuff.
it's definitely gonna go off the rails. Maybe
Yeah.
not in like a suspense horror kind of way, but like
Yeah, because the people narrating the trailer, there was a bunch of different people were all the side characters, and your character was the person they were talking about, and they talked about her like she was this like messiah.
yeah.
Like she came and did this, and I wondered this, and all this stuff. So I don't know. I was really excited about that. The Callisto Protocol gets a first gameplay and release date. Comes out December 2nd, 2022 for Xbox One, Series X and S, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5, and PC. Callisto Protocol, of course, the Dead Space style game. That looks, honestly, after the gameplay, looks pretty good. Really sucks that their game is going to get, kind of overshadowed by a Dead Space remake, but if they can release it this soon, they might be fine.
If they hit that window, I think it'll just help both of them.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Street Fighter 6 gets new gameplay. Street Fighter 6 got all new gameplay, and it looks like it will have some open world elements to it, believe it or not. It certainly looks like the biggest Street Fighter to date, and one that could be looking to lure in those that may not normally dabble in fighting games. The gameplay largely speaks for itself, but the game will be releasing on everything sometime in 2023.
It's definitely got a more realistic look.
They are diving deep into this hip-hop aesthetic, this graffiti, hip-hop, underground, urban aesthetic. Cool. Super, super into the bright colors and everything. Really excited. There was like a section where I was like, is this open world Street Fighter? Where like you're like a character walking around, like an open world, jumping around, and then you find like M. Bison and talk to them, and then it transitions into the 2D.
I'm just curious if that's going to be even like...
Is it a hub thing?
Anything to write home about when it actually comes out.
Because,
like Mortal Kombat had some weird like... open world thing where you're unlocking stuff as you play and stuff like that, and it was just kind of whatever, because these games, like, at the end of the day, that's not what it's about.
It's about fighting.
But
it looked really cool. We haven't seen all the characters, of course. We've seen like Chun-Li, and there's been
a lot of leaks.
But there's been conflicting leaks of showing all the characters that are like, oh, people are like, oh, this is cool, and then leaks showing that there's only this many characters in the game, and fucking national decks all over again. So we'll see how that happens, but it looked pretty good. Super excited about that. Final Fantasy 16 gets release window. Final Fantasy 16 got an all new trailer, and it's releasing next summer. This mature entry into the Final Fantasy series looks to be one of the most interesting takes on the franchise yet, and it will only be available on PlayStation 5 and PC. After an extended period of silence, it looks like fans can count on Square Enix to begin revving up the marketing cycle for this title in the coming months. I think this looked really cool. It was a bit confusing. There's a lot of giant dudes. Lots of giant
it's
dudes.
Final Fantasy. It's going to be confusing.
The thing is, it had that Final Fantasy VII Remake action combat. which makes me kind of interesting.
You likey?
But it could have that Final Fantasy VII Remake action combat, but random battles, and I'm not into that. So we'll have to wait and see.
I feel like we're getting past that.
Random battles? I hope so.
I think a lot of the JRPG developers are starting to go away from that.
It's about time for some Final Fantasy VII Remake.
You've been
Part
waiting,
2.
dude.
It's been a while. When did that come out? 2018?
No.
2019?
2019?
3 years? 2 years?
I can't believe that game is a remake of one game, and it's going to be 3 games, and it's going to take 20 years for it to all come out.
Yeah, it's going to be a long ass time. Anyway, that's the roundup for the State of Play. That's exciting. It was the start of Summer Games Fest. In the official Sony marketing, they were labeling this as part of Summer Games Fest. In the logos and everything, you would have PlayStation State of Play, and then in the top left, you'd have Summer Games Fest. Jeff Keighley putting in work, my boy.
If it doesn't have the world premiere in it, it's not.
He's putting in work. Speaking of Summer Games Fest, it's coming next week on June 9th. Of course, it's going to be on June 9th, 30 to 40 minutes of announcements. Jordan, if you could bring up that first tab there to show some of the partners that are going to be there. Of course, there's a few other things that are included in Summer Games Fest. The Toei, I can't remember it. It's like an indie games show that's happening on June 11th.
Toei doesn't make sense.
It starts with a T. It's like something like that. And then of course the Netflix Geeked Week.
Festival.
The Netflix Geeked Week is part of Summer Games Fest officially.
That's cool.
And then the Xbox Showcase on June 12th as part of Summer Games Fest. These are the 2022 partner lineup here for Summer Games Fest. There's a few of these things that we're not sure about. Of course, Xbox and PlayStation are listed on this bad boy, but are they going to be at Summer Games Fest, or is this just saying that their showcases, which are being labeled by those companies as part of Summer Games Fest, is going to be part of Summer Games Fest? It really could be either, or we'll have to see. But of course, in here you got 2K, you got Activision, you got Atlas, Bandai Namco, Bloober Team, Capcom, Coffee Train, I believe. Jordan, can you see that better than we can? Coffee Stain. Oh, yeah, of course. Deep Silver, Devolver Digital. Who's that one after Devolver? Digital Extremes, Dotemu, EA, Epic Games, Focus Entertainment, Frost Giant, Humble Games, Level Infinite, Mediatonic, MiHoYo.
That's a Genshin.
Netflix, PlayStation, Raw Fury, Samsung Gaming Hub, Sega, Square Enix, Skybound Games, Steam, MDHR, Tribeca Festival. That's what it was. The Tribeca Festival thing.
It's the indie thing?
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's an indie thing, actually, now that I read that. That sounds weird. But there's a Tribeca Festival event that's part of Summer Games Fest. And then, of course, Warner Brothers and Xbox. It will be on June 12th. You can go ahead and take that photo away. A couple of exciting people there. That's kind of an older photo. There might be some newer people. I know Devolver Digital has Devolver Digital marketing countdown to marketing event that's happening, which is weird. And I'm excited to see what they do. They always do something weird and goofy, and it ties into their last year, and they got like a storyline.
Jeff Keighley is a crazy man.
That man's putting in work, bro.
He really said, "You want to announce anything in June? You got to come through me now."
Yeah, he took that. E3 said we're not going to be there, and he said, "Fuck it, I'm doing it." Is he the Jesus of games?
Is he the Jesus of games? All right, let's draw some parallels here.
Is Jeff Keighley the Jesus of games?
Is he cleansing us of our sins? If so, what are our sins?
If you had a gaming sin and you called Jeff Keighley and he was like, "I forgive you, thy son, for your gaming sin," I'd feel forgiven.
What's the rest of the Trinity?
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, he's the son.
Do we have Shigeru Miyamoto, Father?
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley, the Son. What's the Holy Ghost is like ethereal, right?
I was gonna say Reggie, but then you got 2 Nintendo guys in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's the Holy Ghost? I don't know.
This is a little sacrifice.
Yeah,
this might be offensive.
We're going straight down for this one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Got canceled for comparing Jeff Keighley to Jesus.
Yeah. Anyway, throw that on the TikTok.
He's saving the summer games industry.
No, he really is. He's the GOAT. And then, of course, one more PlayStation thing here before we get into this Pokemon stuff. The PlayStation 5 has sold 20 million units, and Sony promises that they're going to ramp up production. Will they ramp up production? Yeah, probably not. They're just making a promise. But they've sold 20 million units, so that's exciting.
They need to ramp up production. Xbox beat them
Also,
like 1 week, a couple X,
Xbox beat them in Japan.
which is crazy.
In Japan.
That's never happened.
No.
I think.
No, it hasn't.
Okay.
Xbox notoriously does horrible in
I
Japan.
was just saying that, so I would, I
No,
couldn't back
that's
that
a
up,
legit thing.
but-
Xbox notoriously does horrible in Japan to the point where like the 360 and stuff and the Xbox One wasn't even marketed there because they sell so piss poorly over there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it makes sense why they do. But yeah, the Xbox Series S outsold the PlayStation 5 in Japan. There was a week that happened a few weeks ago. Can't remember when that was. It's been a long month and a half.
Sometime within the past month.
Yeah.
Exciting though. Cool.
Another thing this week though, your boy switching over to Nintendo. The father,
Switching.
the father. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trainers seem to hint at a new gym theme. What's up? Laughing.
Let's clarify here. You say you're leading in weird. There was a trailer.
Yes, there was a trailer. Sorry, that was the thing I was going to say. This is an interesting article that I read from IGN that I want to read a good chunk of for you guys because I think it's interesting to talk about this. But there was a gameplay trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We will talk about our thoughts on it after I read this article because there's some funny stuff. Anyway, if you could go to that tab, Jordan, and scroll through. I'm going to be reading this article. So just scroll through to the first image, and then I'll tell you when to
really
scroll
just highlighting
through.
images as he talks.
Yeah. So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's second trailer revealed new Pokemon locations and people, but more notably hints at a potential gym theme. What if Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's gyms are themed after Formula 1? There's a chance it could be MotoGP instead, but given the heavy vehicle theme we see between the new legendary Pokemon and in other elements, one theme or the other seems likely. Game Freak isn't shy about leaving hints about upcoming announcements in its trailers. The first trailer, for example, featured 4 Nintendo Switch on a single table that now serves as a nod to the 4-player co-op.
Yeah, I didn't catch
Legendary Pokemon design. At first glance, only Miraidon, Pokemon Violet's box legendary, looks related to technology. In the second trailer, we can clearly see Miraidon's jet engine legs in action and its digitized eyes. Its maw, which could resemble scales, actually resembles carbon fiber upon closer inspection. Sure, jets are mostly made out of carbon fiber, but so are Formula 1 cars due to their superior strength, durability, heat resistance, and incredible lightweight. According to motorsport.com, using carbon fiber for F1 cars was a new development in 1981 with the debut of the McLaren MP41. Before, F1 cars were made out of pretty much the same materials as normal cars. Though obviously F1 cars in our world have wheels as average cars do. Miraidon here has evolved past the need for them. But Koraidon, Scarlet's box legendary, looks totally naturalistic, except for, well, the tire sticking out of its chest. Though not functional in its current state, it's not unheard of for Pokemon to have different forms, even wildly so. Maybe Koraidon and Miraidon will gain new forms that make them drivable, rideable. To further speculate, we believe Koraidon could transform into an aquatic vehicle due to its webbed hands and feet, and Miraidon into an aerial vehicle of sorts. They could also just be design motifs. Regardless, they're vehicle-related motifs.
you
want
to
stop here?
because we haven't talked about.
Go ahead and give us a little zoom.
Legendaries.
Give us a little zoom.
Box legendaries
on the bottom one.
Yeah, they look cool as hell.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you can see here. Oh, that's it. Scroll up. Yeah. Scrolling one more. Yeah, just do this. And yeah. So you can see here, those are legendaries on top of the rocks. You can get a better look at their face if you scroll up a little bit. At this one here. Yeah, they look dope. They're
everything they said in that article is definitely there.
Yeah, they're like dinosaur style. You got jet engines and futuristic stuff there. You can see that he has those. That's literally like LED eyeballs, carbon fiber mouth. There on the left guy, you can see the tire there sticking out of his chest. They look badass though.
Yeah, they're really cool. And like this kind of solidified me in picking which game I wanted. Because I'm heavily vibing with the guy on the left.
Yeah, we should go halves on the 2-pack because it's $100. It'll save us $10.
That's
each.
Always cool with me.
Yeah, because you want Scarlet, right?
Yeah. I don't care for the futuristic design. I like what's going on with
I just
my
like
guy
purple.
over here. That's fair.
That's the only reason.
That's fair.
But now I found out that I get the dude professor instead of the lady professor, and I'm very
bummed. It's okay. I gotta say these legendaries are way cooler than the Sword and Shield ones already.
Yeah. No, I agree. These are dope. Zacian and Zamazinta?
Yeah, they weren't nearly as cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, let's get to this next one.
Are y'all leaving? Oh, bedtime?
Good night.
Right. Good night, Nick. Okay, you're going to McDonald's tomorrow? Yeah. Okay, I'll see you later. As Adriana's brother. Anyway, yeah, so they do look really badass, and I like both of them. There's not one where I'm like they look dumb. When I first seen the weird jet engines and we were zooming on, I was like, what is this thing?
Dude kind of looks like Dick and Balls from the right angle. There's a shot on the internet because I'm just letting y'all know, man.
Oh no!
On Twitter, they come in and they zoom in from the back, and so you just see these jet engines and this line of a dinosaur.
Not.
What do you mean you canceled? It's
We're gonna
on
move
Twitter,
on,
bro.
We're gonna move on in this article. You're gonna move on in this article.
I can.
A new kind of Pokemon Center. These structures appear to replace traditional Pokemon Centers, but they have an easy accessible all outdoors design, complete with an outdoor seating area. They even appear with this design inside towns, but when seen out in the open, they always have pavement around them. They resemble gas stations and could serve as like pit stops for wary trainers and their Pokemon. The attendants aren't too clear, but each seem to feature at least 2 individuals, one who seems to be Nurse Joy with a cap on her pink hair. There are 3 distinct banners below the counter, blue, red, and green. The blue could represent Pokemon items, red the Pokemon Center, and green could be miscellaneous items. Above the service counter is a wraparound screen with ads for a variety of things, from travel to shoes to even tires. A region with tire advertisements.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I thought it was super weird in the trailer, but I was too busy looking at other stuff to realize that, yeah, this is a gas station.
It's a gas station. It's a bit hard to make out, but behind our friend Nimona here, in this photo here, is an ad on the far side of one of the Pokemon Center pit stops. Zoom into that same ad behind her, Palmy, to get a broader view. Scroll down to the next photo. It appears to be an ad for a specific brand or type of tire with a tread design in black and yellow behind the main text.
Let's appreciate my guy Palmy right here.
Yeah, dude. Looks
He's
fucking
cute as hell,
dope.
dude. Love my guy.
So cool. Gym Space. If Game Freak follows a similar framework as Pokemon Sword and Shield, then there's a good chance that this proposed F1 theme is going to be featured most prominently in its gyms. Even if the Scarlet and Violet gyms only feature F1 in theme with no actual racing, we're still left with a big question. Why does this region require so much space for Pokemon battles? Sword and Shield's Gigantamax made use of the height of soccer stadiums, but what mechanic will make use of the space and amplified speed or implied speed of F1? There is a chance that this theme could be just purely aesthetics. The other hints. Cross flags are an iconic symbol for racing. These are shown in the second trailer in conjunction with what seem to be other landmarks, possibly marking gym locations or other points of interest. The second trailer also included a reveal of the full logo design for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This one feels like a reach. The text logos both have prominent borders featuring profile of their respective legendary Pokemon and 4 mysterious symbols. These logos, interestingly look like Omate license plates. This theme could be totally off the mark, but why else would Pokemon Centers suddenly look like gas stations? So that's what the interesting thing. I'm honestly, it's probably a racing theme, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, I think there's a small racing theme.
What that means?
I thought about something.
What that means, though?
I thought about something. My one, here's why it's not. Nintendo's not gonna let you drive a car.
No,
then you can run over Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's gonna be like anything crazy like that. But I think whatever the Z moves, Gigantamax, is gonna have something to do with racing.
But it's so hard to imagine how, because if you told me a Gigantamaxing makes sense,
just make Pokemon big.
Yeah, but now we're gonna battle on a racetrack. I don't see that playing out in my head.
Yeah, maybe you got speed moves or some shit, like just some weird racing themed moves like the Z moves, dude. Just something, because it's obvious that there is a racing motif.
They did Yu-Gi-Oh with motorbikes, so
yeah, we're being set in Spain and there's an obvious racing motif going on.
Yeah.
Who knows if that's just a motif or if that will play into the mechanics? We don't know. Now let's take this time to talk about what we've seen in the trailer. Of course, it's not this racing thing. So of course, got to see a lot from this trailer. Woke up early and watched that bad boy.
Multiplayer.
I was very, very hyped. They showed off, yes, a 4-player co-op. They didn't show off, is it local co-op? Is it online only? Is it play through the entire story together? Is it wild area stuff? Is the wild area the entire area? There's still a lot of questions that we have, but there is some semblance of what looks like, instead of just seeing random people in the wild area. Wasn't that a thing?
Yeah. So for context, Sword and Shield had the wild area, which was a big online hub where you do raids with people and you catch Pokemon. It's a really cool concept. Yeah. But there was no doing it with your friends.
Yes. This one,
there was just random NPCs that were people.
Yeah. And this one showed that it was
you and your homies.
This is meant to be. It's obvious that this is you and your homies, whether it's co-op online or couch co-op. It didn't go further into that. I doubt it's couch co-op. But it was obvious that it was meant to show you can get with specific people and play around in an area with them.
Maybe it would be something similar to the way Animal Crossing does their multiplayer, where it's like it's one guy's world. Mm-hmm. He's the only one that can really do anything to push the story forward.
Yeah, but you can jump in and catch.
But everybody else can catch stuff.
Yeah,
and, I think that's what it's going to be.
Could be something
battle.
like that.
You can catch in your homeless land.
We still need to see more. Yeah. Hopefully, it's been over a year since the last Nintendo Direct. We get some Nintendo Direct. We get a Pokemon Presents coming up. That'll happen.
At this point,
the next few months.
Pokemon doesn't even have to be in Nintendo Directs anymore.
Yeah, I think they'll just do a Pokemon Presents, and we'll probably get it in a few months.
Jordan, can you pull up the new Pokemon?
Like the starters?
No, the new ones they showed in the trailer.
Yeah.
Because we've only seen Palmy and the legendaries.
Yeah.
We're missing a key element here.
Yeah, there's a couple there. So that was cool. Showed off some of the catching. There's a point in the trailer where it looks like it might have the Arceus style catching where you can just straight catch Pokemon, but there's a jump cut that makes me believe that might have been an end of a battle.
Yeah, it's like the throwing the ball animation.
Yeah. She like runs up to the thing, and then it cuts to her throwing the ball at the Pokemon she runs up to, instead of it being smooth like an Arceus. And so is that she battled that thing and then caught it at the end? Or is that you can actually just catch Pokemon without having to battle them?
Yeah.
Remains to be seen.
There should be 3 new Pokemon.
One of them being that electric one.
We've already seen the 2 legendaries, so we don't need to see that.
Just show us the photos.
No, you can just pull it up. I'll let you know.
Of the new Pokemon.
Just type
Scarlet and Violet new Pokemon. There's like a promo image.
Okay. There's 3 new dudes.
So we'll see that. We've seen a lot of different Pokemon. We've seen some new Pokemon.
We get to see the professors.
We haven't seen all the new Pokemon.
Okay. That black image.
That black image is the best one.
Right there.
Yeah, so we haven't seen all of the new Pokemon. We've seen a few new Pokemon. We haven't seen any
3
evolutions.
New ones. On the left, you got Palmy, a little electric mouse guy. You get one every gen. In the middle, you got the boy Lechonk.
Lechonk.
Classic name.
They named him Lechonk.
You can't nickname him anything.
What's his type?
Change his name. I think it's just normal.
Probably normal.
Normal ground.
Like I feel like I need this dude on my team. Just purely for Lechonk.
He is not on my team. I understand he's cute and it's a meme and everything. He's gonna be ugly when he evolves.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think because Palmy's electric type, I think Palmy's gonna be my new electric. Because I try to prioritize getting new Pokemon for the typing.
That's what I've been doing too.
So I'm not bored out of my fucking mind.
For the past couple of years, what I've been doing is I won't force myself to only use new Pokemon. I'll just use Pokemon I haven't used in a previous game.
Yeah.
So it could be a Pokemon from like Gen 5, but if I haven't put on a team, I'll use it.
So at this point, we've seen 8 new Pokemon, right? We've seen the 3 starters, Sprigatito, Appleton, and Quaxley. Then these 3 boys, and then the 2 legendaries.
And the last one's Smoliv on the right.
Smoliv. Yeah.
He's cute.
He is cute.
That's the new Pokemon. You can see the professors in the bottom right.
Bottom left.
Bottom left.
Click them.
My theory.
Click them professors down there.
What seems to be the generic theory, not the kind of off the wall thing like the F1, is that it's just a prehistoric and futuristic division, which is clear.
Yeah.
It's just how deep does that go?
Yeah, because when you look at the legendaries, obviously the Violet one is jet engine, carbon fiber, digital eyes. The Scarlet one has tires on it, and he's more like, red and rugged. And then, of course, when you look at the 2 professors, that's a Scarlet Professor on the left and the Violet Professor on the right. The Scarlet Professor is wearing like,
caveman
shark teeth stuff, like fur, and then the Violet Professor has like a futuristic suit on.
Yeah, like some carbon stuff.
And we've seen full pose promos of them as well, and she's dressed like a caveman and he's dressed like a time traveler.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty cool. I'm excited.
I am as well.
Drip feed it to me, baby.
All the way in
November.
I'm very, very stoked. So that's pretty much it. I thought it looked pretty good. We got to see some of the Pokemon that are going to be in there. We know Venonat's in there. We know Gengar's in there. We got to see some more of the Pokemon that are going to be there. Of course, you're probably going to get another case of not all the Pokemon are in. Not that big a deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen ever again.
But yeah, get excited for that. Get excited. Yay. There was some other gameplay shown this week.
Oh, good Lord.
For Sonic Frontiers. We're not going to show anything or read any article because there's not anything crazy there. But there were 2 gameplay things shown off by IGN. One open world, run around the world, do puzzles, show you some of the ruins gameplay for Sonic Frontiers. And then one combat gameplay trailer for Sonic Frontiers. I think the open world and everything of Sonic Frontiers, I know a lot of people disagree with me. Jordan does not. But that the open world section of the running around and doing the puzzles in the ruins and stuff, I think looks fine.
Nah, bro. It's something feels extremely off. It's like Sonic doesn't feel fast.
He doesn't feel fast enough.
It's like they're just like kind of motion blurring some things in your
100%.
peripheral.
I get what. Yeah, that was one of the things that I noticed, and I think that has to do with the fact that it's probably gonna be on the Switch. It's gonna be on old gen consoles. I think if you want the world to load in and not look like shit, you can't make him be ultra fast.
Yeah.
And of course, you also, if you make him ultra fast, you might make the world feel really small. If the world is really small, just depends. But I think most of it has to do with loading the world in.
I
Can't
will
make it
say
faster.
that's not what canceled the game for me.
The combat is the one area where I think it looks like dog shit.
Awful.
It's of course classic Sonic combat. A lot of just homing balls. Skew, skew, skew.
Yeah,
but there's some weird stuff where he like teleports and it's kind of weird.
Yeah, all of a sudden you're like fighting the guy, and then Sonic goes behind the camera, and you're like, "What? How did you get there?" The camera turns around. Oh wait, Sonic's already gone back to fighting the guy, and it turned back.
It's weird, man.
It's so weird. And then the bosses seem to have way too much health, because I'm okay with that when I'm killing 50 different things, not when I have to do that 50 times to one thing.
Yeah.
It's just so much more tedious. It did not look enjoyable at all.
Yeah, that part was a little rough, I have to say. And some of the puzzles seemed very, very, very simplistic. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. They tried open world Sonic before with Sonic 06, and everybody knows how that went. So we'll see. Dragon Age. We got an official title and logo shown off this week. Jordan, if you want to bring that bad boy up there. I know Jordan is very excited. He knows a lot more about this type of stuff than I do, because he's a lore man. He's a lore man himself. But yeah, we got an official title, Dragon Age Dreadwolf. Jordan says that gives you a big hint of what this game's going to be about. It meant nothing to me, but I'm sure it means a lot to a lot of you guys out there. We got this purple pink motif going on. We've went from the red to the green to the purple and the pink now. Regardless of what this was called or what the logo looked like, I was excited. It's fucking Dragon Age. I'm stoked. Jordan just is approaching the end of his long Dragon Age playthrough from beginning to end of all the games, and that's a very, very fun time. Inquisition is a good game, and I'm very excited about this. So hopefully it's good. Will we see EA as a partner for Summer Games Fest? There's a possibility that we see Dragon Age at Summer Games Fest, huh?
What?
They were on the list.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You said, will we?
I just know, will we see Dragon Age? Is the question. Personally, I think no, because when we very, very first saw Dragon Age, it was like hey, we started this 4 months ago. It was a lot of like wireframes and stuff, and it was the same with like Skate. And it seems like EA has been on that, like, hey, here's a look at the new Battlefield that'll be out in 4 years, and they've been on that type of wave. It's possible that we see the new Dragon Age if they're reusing a lot of assets or they're using old stuff. They're really well versed in the engine and stuff like that. We could see it at a faster pace, but I'm not 100% sure. If I was to give a percentage chance that we see this on June 9th, maybe 15%, 10%. It's a low percentage chance that we see this bad boy. Will we see Skate 4? No, that's not gonna happen. Skate 4 is not. It's not gonna be there, which sucks. But yeah, get excited for Dragon Age. So that happened. And then the other thing that happened this week was Fortnite Season 3, Chapter 3 began. There was a big event. Mike watched it. Looked really cool.
It was pretty cool.
I've seen some parts of it. And this season seems to be themed around Star Wars.
You want to hear what the big complaint is?
What?
They put your boy Darth Vader at the end of the Battle Pass.
Yeah.
Right, cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what his harvesting tool is?
What? It's not a lightsaber?
It's not a lightsaber, dude.
No, dude.
It's like a stick with the symbol on the order symbol. That's what they're called, right?
The
order?
Imperial.
Maybe it's Imperial.
Yeah.
What's Darth Vader's crew?
It's actually the Empire symbol.
Inquisitors? Yeah, I think it's the Inquisitor's sickle or whatever. It's just a stick with that on the end.
It's not a lightsaber.
It's not a lightsaber.
Why the fuck is it not a lightsaber?
Why would they do that? And then
that's rude.
There's a skin that you can get right now that's like a mech, and it's basically just the lightsaber.
Maybe they didn't give him the. Well, no, I want to say maybe they didn't.
But you just give him a different colored lightsaber.
Yeah.
Maybe they just couldn't.
Or maybe
that's the reach of that.
Maybe there is a light. Is there a lightsaber? Have you seen the whole Battle Pass?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a lightsaber in the Battle Pass? Because
It's not in the bonus.
Because you had
rewards.
like the Omni sword. You could do like the Omni sword, but you could do it with the lightsaber and have all the different colors that you
No,
unlock.
I think instead of the Omni sword is you like build a guy.
Yeah, I seen
You
it.
got snap-on parts.
I seen it, but you could have done it.
Yeah.
No, but you could definitely do the same concept with a lightsaber. The cool thing about lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
and the
didn't-
Omni
they-
sword, you had
they-
like different little things, different
They've
colors.
revealed up to like a level 120. You know how there's extra levels.
Yeah, of course.
They haven't revealed them all yet.
What the fuck?
So maybe, and then the extra reward is Indiana Jones.
Ah, damn.
But that kind of
So I'm skipping this season.
I used to also, I was kind of offended when you look at like Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like his emote is cool, but like where's the
Yeah,
and they didn't do that either.
you had some different stuff. I don't know, man.
Film was like you could have everything.
But
You-
the lightsaber.
But the lightsaber.
I honestly
doubt it,
believe
man.
that could.
I
be,
don't know,
that's
man.
Where are they at?
I don't know.
Money.
Money, maybe.
Like you want the lightsaber.
We'll see. It's cool though. It's a lot of Star Wars. It was like Star Wars week. Got a ton of fucking Star Wars news. All kinds of crazy shit going on with
Mhm.
Star Wars. Tons of shows, tons of movies and games and
All right,
different
let's
comics and
speed
stuff.
run what
But
you've been playing.
anyway, now it's time for the what you've been playing section. We've been going for a long time, but it's okay.
Honestly, just save this one for next week because you haven't beat it yet, right?
I haven't beat the last two, but I've almost beat one.
I'm just trying to save you some time.
Anyway, I played a lot of stuff in these past few weeks as I was recovering when I could finally play stuff because my vision was messed up and all kinds of stuff. But I started and didn't beat, but got to the last boss and couldn't beat, and so Googled the end of Rogue Legacy 2.
The classic, baby.
I just, I wanted to move on to the next.
Would it
thing.
have been worth it?
I don't think so. I would have.
Okay.
I really would have had to grind for hours of doing redundant shit to be able to finish it. I had to move to the next thing. But I very much enjoyed Rogue Legacy 2. I actually thought it was a really good game. I liked it a lot. It evolved perfectly from the first one. If you're into roguelikes, this is a good ass game to take your time. And it's not too crazy. You get a lot of permanent upgrades as you go. And if you can't beat the final boss like me, you can also just Google it. Then I played Trek to Yomi. That's the 2D, but not actually 2D. It's like 3D, 2D, 2.5D at parts. It's kind of weird. It kind of transitions between the two. Trek to Yomi. It's like Ghost of Tsushima, black and white, a lot of filtery effects to look like a samurai movie. 5 hours long, indie, story driven, cool combat. I liked it a lot. It's on Game Pass. All these games are on Game Pass because I got no money. So you can try these bad boys out if you have Game Pass. I really enjoyed Trek to Yomi. Will it land in my top 10? I don't know. Same with Rogue Legacy. I'll have to think about that stuff a lot more. And then, of course, I played Citizen Sleeper, which is also on Game Pass. That is the space game where you like have dice and you like slot them in. It's kind of weird, man. It's impossible to explain. It's a lot of reading, a lot of clicking on stuff, clicking on things to do.
Is it resource and time management?
There's time management. Not really. Well, resource management in the way that you have like
Your crew,
die.
right?
No, you have.
Or
You're just
just
you. But you have like dice that you gotta manage per day. But like you always get them back, and you're not like limited on things. It's kind of weird to explain. But basically, you wake up each day and you have these different dice that you can spend on different actions to progress certain quests, to give yourself more money, to go get food because you're starving, to do different things. And it's a lot of clicking and a lot of rating. But it's very enjoyable. I played that shit until 4 a.m. last night. Good game. Then just to run through real quick, I started Life is Strange True Colors. I think it's really, really good. I like it a lot better than the other Life is Strange games. I'm on Chapter 3. I'll talk about it more when I beat it. But that's where I learned the word loquacious from.
Loquacious.
And it's very enjoyable and straight vibes. They have this thing in there that's from like other ones called Zen moments, where you'll get like there'll be a big story moment and you'll have like you'll know when it's coming because most of the time you'll get an input to sit somewhere, and you'll go to like a dock and you could sit on the edge of the dock. And then your character like reflects on what's going on while fire ass folk music plays in the background. And you're in Colorado looking at mountains and fucking deer.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And
Very
I've
up your alley.
had like 5 Zen moments, and every time your character will finish talking in like 10 to 15 seconds, and then you can get up, or you could listen to the whole fucking folk song and sit there while it transitions to different camera angles of the pond or of the mountain of your character. And I listen to that whole song every time, and every time they slap. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. That's all I played.
I did Go Fest this weekend,
Pogo.
which is like the biggest event for Pokemon Go each year, quote quote. Kind of poo poo this year, man. Kind of poo poo.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Poo poo for your luck? Or
Well,
poo poo
okay.
that the event wasn't great?
It's not about the luck. Like
Okay.
I'm not talking about shinies.
Okay,
right?
okay.
I'm talking about all the other stuff. All the other stuff was boo boo. Last year,
Mm-hmm.
for a third of the price, let me remind you
Okay.
that day 2 is always like the raiding day,
Mm-hmm.
and like you go raid with everybody, and you can raid whatever you want. And
Yeah.
you get like 9 free raid passes. It's dope.
Yeah.
This year it was like an Ultra Beast from Gen 7. It was the first time it appeared. Cool, whatever, new Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, you could raid every single legendary in the game. That's like 20 legendaries.
Yeah.
And so you hit up people like, hey, I need this legendary. You want to go do this one with me? And you go around and do that. But there's like, and it rotated every hour, so it wasn't like 20 at one time. It was like, oh, here's 5, here's 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great, and it was so cool. And you still got 9 raid passes, and you got to raid all these cool legendaries. I did so much to my Pokedex. I got some legendaries I didn't need, or that I needed. I got a shiny Darkrai at some point.
That's dope.
It was dope. That didn't happen this year.
They
So-
didn't do the raid thing?
No, it was just like, here's 9 free raid passes. Go raid like this
Regularly?
new Ultra Beast legendary,
Mm-hmm.
and then like a Pikachu
Damn.
with some flowers on its head, and
That's nice.
some baby dragons. So it was just lackluster. I feel like,
Niantic
don't know.
always takes some steps back, bro.
dude, it's so weird.
Pokemon
dude.
always takes some steps back.
Yeah. Oh, and it's like, at least with like Pokemon, I'm like, okay, maybe this game was developed by, on the side, or they were trying to do something new with this game, or they were trying to reach a different audience, whatever.
Mhm.
Niantic, it's like, this is your game. You only make this one game. They make multiple games, right? But I mean, like, this is your game
Mm-hmm.
for 6 years.
Yes.
Why are we still trying to figure out how to have a fun event?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, people were like, wow, this is the most fun I've had on day 2 an event, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then you're like, you know what? We hear you. We're not
gonna
going to do that
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? We ready. I don't know. It's just so frustrating.
That's how they do, bro.
And then to cool down, I came home and played Minecraft.
Nice.
And
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
I
completely
finished
forgot.
I finished my structure.
Yeah.
It's not livable yet.
Yeah.
It's aesthetically pleasing right now.
Yeah.
Got to fit a bed in there somehow. I don't
Yeah.
know. So it's
Yeah,
been fun.
I bought a Minecraft world, and we started up a Minecraft world and been going hard.
It's the
forgot to talk
classic
about that.
once a year.
Been playing. That feels like more like once a year and a half.
Yeah,
A little longer.
it's always during some break. It's either like summer or winter.
Yeah. We
Never
just get-
fall or spring.
We just go in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Go in
been
for a week or two.
yeah.
How long do you have the roam for?
Till something. I bought it for a month, and I've had it for like a week and a half already. So
Sweet. I want to build some more stuff.
anyway,
Minecraft always hitting.
yeah, love it. Now it's time for reader mail. You can get your questions right on the show by writing into synceduppod@gmail.com or the reader mail submissions tab of the Discord, just like
That
Lyle did.
Discord, baby.
Hi, Mike and Tim.
Hi.
What are your thoughts on the gimmicks of each console, such as the PS5 DualSense controllers, haptics, or the Wii's motion controls? Does the Xbox have a gimmick? And did they convince you to buy? This podcast is Boo Boo bringing that back. Lyle. That's funny.
Classic.
Classic. That's a long
question
time fan.
number 1. What
Does-
are your thoughts on the gimmicks, bro? You need them.
I don't think you need them. I think you're fine. Does Xbox have a gimmick? It was the Kinect, and it
It didn't work.
didn't work for them. None of them convinced me to buy. I think like they have the gimmicks, and then sometimes you have the gimmicks and you take part in them, and you're like, that's cool, or that's not, and then you just
Let me
go
tell you
on
a
your
different
way.
way. You need them because it brings innovation to the field
I
in
guess so.
general.
Because you got to have
If people
something
never
different.
try new
Yeah.
things, even if they're quirky and dumb and stupid, you don't get new things. The Switch controllers wouldn't
But-
be as good as they are if we didn't ever do
But
the Wiimote. What?
the transition from the Xbox One to the Xbox Series X, no difference. Same dashboard, same controller, hit.
Yeah, okay, and I agree.
Slap.
There's something to be said about the status quo, and if it's
Yeah.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But like,
The DualSense is cool, and the Wii's motion controls I liked. But was that the reason I bought them? Did my parents buy me the Wii motion controls because I liked them? Nah, they fell for the marketing just like every other family did. Did the DualSense get me to buy the PS5? No, I had a podcast, so I had to buy, I guess. But
no, it's the
what-
exclusives that get you to buy.
yeah, the exclusives and the value. The Game Pass value is unparalleled. The exclusives PlayStation have is unparalleled.
But I appreciate gimmicks.
Yeah, gimmicks are cool though sometimes.
Like I mean, the VR as a whole.
Is
You
a
asked me a
gimmick.
couple of years ago, and almost still now is a gimmick.
Yeah,
but
the
it's
whole thing is a
getting
gimmick.
better. And it's
Yeah, it
getting a
is.
lot better because people are willing to sink money into that stuff. Fail a little here and there, some success, and then all of a sudden you have like good VR now.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm all for gimmicks.
titles.
I don't buy
Love it.
stuff because of the gimmicks, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool if my stuff has gimmicks with it.
Me as
Am
well.
I using my Switch motion controls?
No.
No. Is it cool they're there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, thank you for writing in, Lyle. Sorry we
Love
didn't
you,
get to your
Lyle.
email for a long time. Had a bit of a kerfluffle there. Good to hear from you. Miguel writes in, "Hi guys, been a while since I wrote in, but I've been listening. I just want to wish you all a happy Memorial Day."
Well,
That's it.
what was that last week?
Memorial Day? Yeah.
Memorial Day was last week. Well, happy belated Memorial Day
Yeah.
to you too, Miguel.
Nice to hear from you as well, Miguel.
Yeah,
Thank you for writing in.
I do think about you.
Yeah.
I want.
What?
How's the book?
Oh yeah.
How's the book stuff?
Yeah, the book. I forgot about the book.
I read it.
Yeah, you read the little.
I read the first couple chapters.
Yeah.
I just don't read.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
felt bad.
I don't read either. But anyway, thanks for writing in, guys. It's good to hear from you. Sorry we've been gone for so long, but we're back now. We're going to get started with a post show. So if you support us at the $5 tier, patreon.com/syncedup, you can get access to that. If you don't, we will see you guys tomorrow when the Filmcast returns. Bada bing, bada boom.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Jordan's on his phone. Jordan on his phone.
This is awkward. Bye. Hit the button. Hit it. Hit it. I was hoping that would hit the camera.
Bro, press the goddamn son of a button. Bro, why do we got to wait till 1:20?